we go. Boyd running to the line. He's almost through. Pops the pass to Martin. The Warriors are over. Moriarty over the top with Dakin. Quick hands here from the Warriors. Martin on the outside here. Martin puts the big fend on. He's cut straight through. He's got Lussie with him. He won't need him. Tamari. Martin's going to coast over. And the Warriors get another one. 12 away here, the Warriors looking for try number 3. Boyd's with it. Linking up here with Geronimo Doyle, who puts it on the toe. It's been deflected, picked up here by Doyle, who got play on. He's going to come around to improve the position. Long ball out here to Boyd, linking up with Martin. Steps off that left, comes back in field, but Rodwell's on him. He can't hang on to him. Martin still gets the kick and play on here for the Warriors. Harper's chasing after it. He might have got there. Also involved. Tom Rodwell in at dummy half. Elliott tries to get it in through the line, but he found nothing but Warriors jerseys. Here they go now. Rocco Berry is away. The chasers are coming, but he's going to coast it down. Easy one here for Rocco Berry. Copped a stray boot in the head there, Tyler Moriarty. Will keep an eye on him. Here's Tuahava again with a good run, linking up with Tuafua. Martin's with it. Martin, well, I think every time he's got the ball today, he's somehow got the ball away here to Fadialofa. Fadialofa's in pace. He's going to score. Just did enough there was for Talanagi Porga. Last one here for the Warriors. Martin goes across town again. The chase is good. It's been bounced back in field here. Going's got there. The Warriors, have they got the try? There's high fives. We'll wait and see what the referee does. He points to the spot. They're shaping up to the left. They come this way through Tamari Martin, linking up with Tanner Boyd. He'll love one today. So too this man, Laramia Tuava. He's over. The last one here for the Sydney Roosters. Toby Rodwell thought about the kick, pops the pass. He was under all sorts of pressure. King got it away to Smith. There's a chance here in the corner for Tom Rodwell. The Roosters get on the board. This should be the last here for the Sydney Roosters. They get the kick away. Doyle lets it bounce. Oh, it's been battered from Harper straight into the hands of Billy Smith.
Flawless performance from the Warriors. They led 46-0 at the 65th minute mark before 2 late tries to the Roosters made the scoreline somewhat respectable. The Roosters still struggling without several players being called up to first grade, while for the Warriors, they're fielding as close to a full-strength New South Wales Cup side as they can. Tamale Martin put on a flawless first half. It's time to take a look at his stats and some of the best performers from the Roosters in our Stats Deep Dive. Now, at some of the best performers, and it's no stranger that we're going straight to Tamale Martin. 200 metres plus with the ball in hand, 2 tries, 3 line breaks, 4 try assists, 7 tackle breaks, and with the Warriors attack appearing a little bit clunky for 60 minutes, Martin was probably thinking a first grade recall was likely, but due to the Warriors' late spurt against the Roosters, Martin may be left wondering in reserve grade for another week. Meanwhile, Eddie Enemia Toyava, he had 15 runs for 166 metres, 70 post-contact metres, 5 tackle breaks, made 26 tackles, and that's remarkable because he ended up playing about an hour of that game out at centre due to the injury sustained by Moala Graham Talfa midway through the first half. Then you got Kalis Fadalofa. He was absolutely immense on the edge. 13 runs, 157 metres, right place, right time for the try. 2 line breaks, a line break assist, 3 tackle breaks, 28 tackles and the 1 missed. He'll be one to watch for the future. Let's now take a look at the Sydney Roosters, and we start off with Tyler Moriarty. He tried his absolute heart out from dummy half. A game-high 47 tackles from 94% efficiency. An offload, he schemed well around the field. Now, this is where it gets interesting for Tyler. Connor Watson had a failed HIA, meaning that there is a hooker/14 spot in the opening. Obviously, Zach Docker-Clay would get the start, but you got Hugo Savala, who they've played in the middle at times, but also Tyler Moriarty that could be the wild card. Next up, Billy Smith. He had a try, 120 metres, a line break, a try assist. He had some good moments in defence, but also some shaky ones. I've seen some people suggest he may come in for Rob Toyle. I think personally that's a little bit far-fetched. Billy just needs to continue getting these reps together in reserves. But outside of that, if he was called upon, I don't think he'd do a bad job. And then finally, Hayden Barton, one of these young Roosters that we've seen so often of late. He had 18 runs, 119 metres, 2 tackle breaks, 34 tackles, only the 2 missed. Very promising signs indeed. Well, the TV game saw us take the cameras to Shark Park, where Newtown played host to South Sydney. The Jets undefeated. South Sydney looking to bounce back after last week's loss to St George Illawarra. Let's take a look at all the highlights from Shark Park.
Get over it, Tommy. Yep. Keep going. Down, down. Go for 4. 4. Line's good. Keep going on 4. Go well. Stay, Tommy. Play on. Offload. Keep still going 4. On 4. Offload, still 4. Good keep going. Grounding. 2. Line's good. He's back there. Good. Grounded. Happy with the touchline? Yes, mate. Coming to 3. Good. Go touch. No touch. Jordan in the middle. Down. Is he onside? He's staying out. Yeah, he's west in and chasing. Wait! Too long. Down. Oh! Go 4. 4. Outside, inside shoulder. Outside through. Bad defensive read. Good pass. Good pass. Down. Hey! Go 1. Good line. Down. Happy he went around, didn't ball through. Agree. Outside, defensive. Outside through. Still 4. Good. Down. Come into 5. Yeah. In break. Back to good. Dumps there. Hey, still got it. Still got it. Still got it. Up, down now. Try. Coming into 1. Good line on the right. Outside. Clear him now! Where? Short of the line. Outside through. Outside through. Still 4. Still 4. And grounding.
About ruthless, these Newtown Jets, they are looking in very good form indeed. A 40-10 win. They didn't start off the best. They threw that intercept pass and you thought this may turn into a bit of a grind, but talk about those tries. They scored 4 in the space of around about half an hour following that Max Lehman intercept, and then they went on with it in the second half. So some really good signs there for the Jets. For the Rabbitohs, they've just not got the experience there at the moment, and it's starting to show a little bit, especially against some of the more formed teams in the knock-on effect New South Wales Cup. Let's see the deep dive. Deep dive now, and we're here with Moreni Hiroti at fullback. He had 20 runs for over 300 metres, an absolutely immense effort. A line break, 2 line break assists, 7 tackle breaks. Now, Hiroti has a very significant role in this Newtown side if they want to go back-to-back. I say that because 2 weeks ago, Liam Ison doing his knee, that he wasn't there last week. You saw Newtown's attack kind of struggle with Prudu and Pollard doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Having Hiroti there at the back as that link man with the combinations he has with those NRL guys, it's going to be more valuable than a lot of people think, and I think he's in for a big year. Michael Gabriel's up next. 15 runs, 156 metres. He had 4 line breaks on this edge. Such a hard man to bring down. Picked up a double. He'll be one to watch develop all year long. There's just a couple of guys ahead of him at the moment. Obviously, Fitzy likes to move Talakai there. Chris Valilla's in the works there as well. So first grade might be a bit beyond him this year, but I think next year, definitely he'll be pushing. And if he can keep up performances like this, then he may force Fitzy's hand, and we all know what happened with Kaolilo once Fitzy was forced rather. There we have Billy Birds. It was officially Billy's day out. He was a force on this left edge. 3 line breaks, 2 try assists, 4 tackle breaks, and most notably, he made his tackles, which is the big one that we keep an eye on here with Billy Burns. But an absolutely monstrous performance on that edge. Now looking at South Sydney, and we start with Tom Fletcher. 7 runs for 57 metres. Well, I think that's not too good, but South didn't have a lot of ball in this game. He had a line break assist, a tackle break, an offload, 37 tackles. He's Mr. Consistent as always, Tom Fletcher, and he's one that we really, really like here. Then you got Fletcher Myers. He had 15 runs, 130 metres, 59 post-contact metres, 3 tackle breaks. He made his NRL chance of last week, but now as some of the guys start coming in, Alex Johnston, Trell, etc., his NRL chances will be limited. He will have to bide his time here. So performances like this and a couple big more efforts are going to be really, really important. Then we got Daniel O'Donnell. He had that key try to give South just a bit of a sniff in the second half. He picked his moments to try and change the ruck speed. 2 tackle breaks, 31 tackles. Lewis Dodd was a little bit quiet in this one, was doing a lot of predominant kicking, but nothing really to change the flow of the game. It was more just an all-round effort as far as Lewis is concerned. But now we're going to take you out to Lidcombe Oval for the clash between Western Suburbs and North Sydney in the first leg of the Jason Taylor Cup.
Into the line, quick hands, and now a dummy from Solomona Fata. Now Tolte. There's no stopping Ben Tolte. Of tackles for the Bears. They go short, they use the power play, And off a Hiki, cut down centimetres out. But they won't be denied this time. Hey, Yates goes short side. And the kick goes through and Chan is there to score. It's Stimson and Peter out. One play up the sleeve. Hope tries to do it himself and he succeeds. Chance here with one tackle left. The kick is rolled through. Folletti's leading the chase and the Magpies go back. Hope throws the dummy and Hope's over. A double for cleans up the scraps. And Hope a hat trick. Oh, they're more than a Hope with the kick. Do they take the tackle? Hope for a fourth. This is incredible.
One word to say about that second half, and that is wow. Western Suburbs putting together 5 tries in that second half to run away winners. Tristan Hope getting 4 tries, including a hat-trick in the space of 7 minutes. Absolutely incredible stuff. North's defence, again, leaving a lot to be desired. Let's take a look now at some of the big performers in the Stats Deep Dive. Score graphic, and you think of where we're going to focus our Stats Deep Dive, you don't go past Tristan Hope. 4 tries, everything went right for Wests in the final 20. 4 line breaks, 9 tackle breaks, 23 tackles in the middle. He gave up a lot to make the move to Sydney, and he's proving everyone right one step at a time. The leading try scorer now in the New South Wales Cup. Great effort there from Tristan Hope. Jackson Rami, he was explosive off the bench. 11 runs, 100 metres. 24 tackles, no missed, only the one ineffective as well. It was an error-free stint, which is what Aaron Payne is looking for in some of the experienced guys he brought in, like your Hope, like your Ramis, Kurt Falls as well. He just wants the errors to cut out and some leadership, and he got that from his next guy, Charlie Murray. He had over 140 metres, 45 post-contact metres, and 34 tackles. So very good leadership qualities there from a couple of those younger brigades. Moving on to North Sydney, and Ben Tulty is the focus once again. He had 11 runs for 100 metres, an offload, 35 tackles, 2 missed. Next up, the mid-season signing, Ofahiki Ogden. 16 runs, 164 metres, the crash ball try before the break, 16 tackles, 3 missed. Not a bad signing to bring into this squad late, and it brings some much-needed experience and a calm head because Norths are in a world of hurt at the moment. Then we got Matt Stimson next. He picked up a try running a great line to chase through the grubber kick. 12 runs, 86 metres, 19 tackles and 100% efficiency. But early signs indicate that this Norths team is going to be a little bit different from previous years. They're just lacking that punch. Jesse Marshke being out injured at the moment. The younger halves, they're just not rising up to the same standard like you saw with Ben Stefanovic last year and the like. But now we're going to take you out to the Lakeside Sporting Complex, where the Penrith Panthers look to get their undefeated start alive up against the Newcastle Knights.
Coming in 5. Coming in 5, yeah. Get in. Yeah. Hey! Walk away! Hey! Hey, 3. Very good line. Down it. 5. Come in at 4. All good. Kick. Dead hit. One's good on 1. Still 1. Still beyond on 1. That's right, shoulder. Still 1. Still 1. Down. Go. No lies. Coming in at 1. Down. All good. Hey! Go. Get your hands up. Round it. 5. Go 4. Good work, Elijah. Outside. Coming in at 5. All good. Right. Stays in. Go.
In back to form again. 26-12 winners over the Newcastle Knights, and that was despite trailing 12-10 at the break. A very solid performance there in the second half, with 3 second half tries proving to be the difference in this one. Brad Schneider, very key in this one. Of course, he may get the rise up to first grade after Nathan Cleary's HA8 this weekend. But let's take a look at some of the key performers. Dive, and we kick off with Tyrone Thompson. Now, he missed last week due to an incident where he shoved the referee in the back, but he was back this week and with a banger try. 77 metres from 9 runs, 4 tackle breaks, the line break on the try, 32 tackles and 1 miss. Talk about workload right there. Then we got Tay Jaina. Now, this is the rugby union convert the Knights picked up from Queensland. I spoke to Danny Badiris about it, and they liked his adaptability to different positions. So he had a try off an intercept, 172 metres, 3 tackle breaks, 100% tackle efficiency. He's got similar physicality traits to Marky Mark, which I think Knights fans should be a bit excited about. But at the same time, just reserve your judgment a little bit. He's still learning the game. So you're going to see the skills one week, maybe not the other week. And then we've got Brock Gratian. We highlighted him last week, an absolute machine. He's got the potential to be a really important clog in this Newcastle pack because they're already using Tom Cant, already using Jermaine McEwen. So already the Knights forward stocks have been put to the test this year. Then we got to the Panthers, and we're going to start with David Farley here. 12 runs, 123 metres, 2 line break assists, 2 try assists, 3 tackle breaks and offload, 82% tackle efficiency. Now, this man was in the Ron Massey Cup and Sydney Shield part of the St Mary's program only a couple of years ago, so he's really developed into a really solid player. Then we got Brad Schneider. Big chance here for him to audition for the halfback spot we mentioned in the stack graphic. 2 tries, 2 line breaks, 4 tackle breaks, 2 offloads, 17 tackles. He did miss 5 though. That's the only concern. I have 2 forced dropouts. He will pick up a grade 1 dangerous throw charge, but I think he should be fine to play. And then we go with Mav Guy. Now, this is a really important year for Mav. Make or break, but he did a really good showing in this one. 3 tackle breaks, 156 metres a try, and 23 tackles. So a really solid performance there from Mr. Guy. Well, let's move on to the Sunday games now, and we go to Combank Stadium, where Parramatta were looking to put back-to-back wins together when they take on Canterbury, who are looking for 2 straight themselves. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Go, line's good, mate. Closer through, no effect. Granny. Wait! Go, 4. Left side good. Punch, grounded. Go, wait! Go, 2. Jackson on the mark. 2. Pass is okay. Running. Hold on, mate. 3. Wait! Go, 4. I'm playing. Happy. Running. Hold on, mate. Ready. Go, 4. 4, line good. Outside, he gets through. Keep going. No, there's grounding. Ball is down first, then he goes out. It's grounded. Round here. Hold, wait. Go. 3 and beyond. Thank you. That's okay. Keep going. Still 3. Run 3. 3. Get up! Take it in! Brendan, go 4. Keep going, Ronald. Keep coming middle. Tony. Middle. You're coming 11. 11 linking 2 minutes. Come on! Interfered. Go in. You save that one. Grounded. Wait. Go. Ronald 2 metres early. Ronald! Okay, impacted. Grounded. You save that one. Go 4 field goal. We'll closes. Okay, middle. Yep. Happy. Well done, mate.
Now, and it was a 23-16 win for Parramatta over Canterbury, and it was a really sound performance, particularly in that period just before and after half-time, where Parramatta shot out to that lead. Canterbury nearly rained them down, but the experience and the calmness of Ron Volkman helped guide them home in this one, but also some other big players as well that made a really big effort, as we'll see right now in the stats deep dive. Starting with the Parramatta Eels and Joash Papali, 14 runs, 132 metres, a try, 2 line breaks, a line break assist, try assist, 3 offloads. I don't know where he fits if he was to get into this first grade side at the moment. So it's really tough to sort of make a judgment on Joash, and that's being as respectful as I can. Brendan Hands, 6 runs, 55 metres, a try assist from a clever grubber, 44 tackles, just made 4. I think he'll have to bide his time and come out with a couple of really big breakout performances like this one, because I thought Joe Lussick was fairly sound in that opening stint, controlled the middle really well and really limited Canterbury. And then you got Saxon Pryke now. He had 126 metres of 15 runs, 61 post-contact metres, great effort to chase for the try, 4 tackle breaks. He was promoted to a supplementary deal and will be pushing for an NRL debut. Jason Riles is not afraid in 2025 to hand out debuts if they've earned and warranted it. A couple more performances like this and Saxon Pryke could well and truly be there. Moving on now for Canterbury, and it's Lipoy Hopoy. He had 80 minutes at prop. You think of Payne Haas and Terrell May doing that and you go, wow. This is New South Wales Cup and he's doing that. The numbers, they might not be the same, but it's still a fair income good effort. 14 runs, 119 metres, 55 post-contact metres, 37 tackles. Just a 1 miss there too. Jack Todd now, he's been Mr. Consistent all year long. And I think if the Dogs have any more injuries in their pack, then this guy and Hopoy are going to really be pushing hard for spots. He's just Mr. Consistent all the time. 27 tackles, no missed. You can almost copy and paste the defensive stats and the tackle breaks and the line and the meters from week to week, and they'd be fairly bang on. And then you got Cassius T. He picked up a try assist, a line break assist, did a majority of the kicking over Hutch, which shows great maturity for the young man. Well, our final match took us to Brookvale Oval, where Manly played host to Canberra. Canberra are coming off the bye. Let's see how they did.
Play on. 64 off Manly. Happy, mate. All off Manly. In the one. Yep. Hey, wait. Go. 0. 0. It's okay. What's that push? All good, mate. Coming into 1. 32, 20. Hold. Go. Nothing late. Okay. Manly, yep. Do we go behind? 0 coming with that? 0 coming. Keep going. You got 0 coming still. Yep, good pass. Oh, look at KJ go. On the legs. Down. Happy, mate. Coming into 0. 0 tackle. 27-10. Hold it. Go for the gate. Hold. Go. 1. Quicker than Miles. Thank you. Yeah, ball is on the ground. Coming to 2, mate. Yeah. Wait. Go. 3. 3. That's okay. Good. He's through. On 3. Down. Yep, mate. Go. Nothing late. Right, good. Happening here, mate. Coming into 6. 4. 4. He's up. Oh, it's short. Yep. Last one. Waiting. Hold. Wait. Go. Last one. Right, good. Step back. Down. Come into 6, mate. Go, mate. Go. 2. 2. 2. Coming into 3, mate. Go. It's good, Marco. Go 4. 4. Coming into 5, mate. Wait. Go. 4. 4. Keep going. Keep going. Into 5. Contact all right. And now. Take a field goal. Yep. And go. Oh, clear pass. Go play that. 6 more. Play that. He's on side 2. Coming. Penalty. You can't. Off Noah. Here we go. Watch the post. Coming. Yes, mate. Time off.
They came from behind to do it. A 28-26 verdict for win number 1 back in the New South Wales Cup, defeating Canberra by 28 points to 26. Canberra started nice and fast. 3 tries in the space of 10 minutes. But once again, they're just starting to fade in and out of games. We saw this at the back end of last year, and that trend hasn't been rectified again. Of course, we saw it, of course, also in the opening round where they let a lead slip over the Warriors. Now let's take a look at some of their key performers in the Stats Deep Dive. Starting off in the Stats Deep Dive with Toff Sipley, a try, 141 metres, 56 post-contact metres, 6 tackle breaks, 27 tackles, and if Manly ever needed a performance this big from him, it was now. Taniela Paseka's Achilles injury is a big blow, but Sipley producing a performance like this against a Canberra pack that was pretty solid is a good starting point. Ray Vega, the Vega bus is back in town. 14 runs, 150 metres, 2 tries, 6 tackle breaks, an absolute machine in this Manly side, coming out of his own end, made some really big plays as well. And then we got Caleb Navale. What more can we say on this show about this man? He got the start at last, 80 minutes, 139 metres, 16 runs, 57 post-contact metres, 43 tackles. It feels like there's a couple of guys as well. You can say the same for Hepapudu across the road at Newtown. These guys are just simply too good for this grade. And it's not a bad thing to admit that either, because he's a freaking talented footballer, and he might have to leave to get a first grade opportunity. That's the sad reality of it. But now we move on to the Canberra Raiders. Chevy Stewart, a try, 2 line breaks, 159 metres, a try assist, 7 tackle breaks. He had a really sound game in this one. It was kind of sporting the Angus Crichton arm sleeve, but he had a really sound performance. Basami Solo, as I was talking about that pack earlier, a couple of these guys here that I'm about to mention were a big part of it. 18 runs, 136 metres, 68 post-contact metres, 4 tackle breaks, 31 tackles, 1 missed, 4 offloads. Really solid performance from Basami. Of course, Ricky Stewart might look to that New South Wales Cup side after the way Canberra played in the first half. Now we've got Joe Roddy. He had a really sound game once again, and the development we're seeing so far is really, really promising. One to keep an eye on for this Canberra side. Now it's time to take a look at this week's New South Wales Cup Team of the Week. New South Wales Cup Team of the Week, and Moen Harodi is at fullback, Ray Tumalalo Vega and Josh Papali on the wings. Now, we put Papali on the wing because we had so many good fullbacks this week. We choose the best one there, and if we can fit them in and around the back line, we can. So that's why Papali is on the wing. Then in the centres, Michael Gabriel and Tajanain in the centres. Brad Schneider at halfback, our player of the week. Tomato Martin in at 5'8". We'll have a deep dive on him in a moment. Then in the forwards, Tyrone Thompson and Basami Solo. Tristan Hope with his 4-try haul at hooker. Any other week, Hope would have been our player of the week. But with Tomato Martin, the performance he had, hard to ignore that. Billy Birds and Eddie Eremia Toyava in the back row. And then on the lock position is Mab Guy. The bench, Carlos Fanalofa, Chevy Stewart, Ben Tolte, and Toff Sipley. Now it's time to take a look at a little bit more of a deep dive at this week's player of the week, Tamare Martin. And what a game this man had. Just every time he touched the ball, you were running scared as a Roosters supporter or a Roosters player, particularly on that edge where Junior Panga and Tyrese Tate were defending. He had them on strings in that opening quarter of the game, and he was just absolutely everywhere. We touched on whether he'd be considered by Andrew Webster. I think that last sort of 20-minute spurge and attack from the Warriors probably did enough to save him, but if he puts performances like that together, Andrew Webster just can't ignore for too much longer. But now we're going to shift gears over to Queensland, and we're going to send you right up north to Townsville, where the Blackhawks play the Northern Pride. The Blackhawks looking for 2 straight. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Back square. Wait. Go 3. Hold your mark on your right. Yep. Outside through. Stops. Keep going on 3. Up. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going on 3. Yep. Keep going. Still going. Right. Mate. Go 4. Mark is good. It's okay. All good. Go 1. Outside through. Outside and through. Keep going. Try. Ball down. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Last. Grounding's okay. Yeah. Happy sideline. Yeah. All good, mate. Go 3. 3. 3s are good. Grounding. Yeah. All good, mate. All good. All good, mate. Happy, mate. So 4. That's good. Last one, let him go! Last one, go! Yeah. Grounding. Yeah. All good, mate. Go.
Week in a row, the Townsville Blackhawks, with no NRL affiliation, knock off a North Queensland-based affiliate. I feel like just a tiny bit of revenge for the Blackhawks after the last couple of years of infighting. But this was a very solid performance by the Blackhawks. We're going to highlight a couple of the key players in the deep dive in just a moment. But for the Pride, a couple of the NRL blokes there, well, they became a bit of a talking point. Let's now take a look at the stats deep dive. Starting off with the Townsville Blackhawks and Dudley Duttoy. We touched on him so often last year. 2 tries, ran for over 100 metres, 6 tackle breaks, 2 line breaks. A very, very sound performance from Dudley Duttoy in this one. Playing out of his normal position at fullback with Mackenzie Baker there, he will be a very key man to watch develop over the coming weeks and months. Ed Harrison, he had his year in Newcastle. He's come back the last couple of years. He's been a really consistent player. Found a real home on his edge this year. Really consistent with ball in hand. He had a couple of tackle breaks, tackled really well, exactly what you want to see. And then for another week running, Josh Stuckey. Have a look at these numbers. 20 tackles, 4 tackle breaks, 3 line breaks, 2 tries. He absolutely dominated an Orford Pride middle third that realistically offered quite little. Now let's take a look at the Pride. Zach Labert. He had 9 runs, 89 metres, a line break, a strong try in the first half, 17 tackles, no misses. Exactly what you want to see. Then we got Marley Benegana. Now I touched on how the Pride middle got absolutely bodied a moment ago. Here's the only one that really got over 100 metres. And week on week, that's what I think the Cowboys want to see from Benegana. Really, really consistent development, week on week. Exactly what you want. Next up, Nick Linaz. Now, he's come up from Manly. He was their Jersey Flag captain. Just missed 3 tackles. We're going to call it his maiden open age campaign. He's had a sprinkling of cup in and out for a couple of years in Parramatta and in Manly. But this is his first week-on-week cup year. And he did a really, really sound job. Now, I want to touch on Todd Duffy real quick, because I thought that he had a really sound game. He was really attacking the line in this game. His running game was really good. Where is it here? There we are. So he ran for about 86 metres, had a couple of tackle breaks, kicked the ball predominantly. He had an error in it, but that's going to happen with these young kids. But it was really good to see him out there and just enjoy his footy. The result didn't go their way, but it's not always about the result. Next up, we're going to take you to KO Stadium for the clash between Redcliffe and Wynnum. Let's have a look at the highlights.
Go, 4. Marcus, get there. Outside. More defensive. Down. Good, mate. Good, mate. There, hold. Go. One. Outside, defensive here. Down. Good, mate. Good. Happy, mate. Oh! Go. Good 4. Line, mate. Very good line. Thank you. Outside. Still 4. Still 4. I'm behind now. Grounded. Happy, mate. Good, mate. Go, 4. Kick on. Play that! Play on. Play that by Whittle first. That. Go! Shoot it good left. Tackle 1. We went 10 metres into rough. I got down. Good, mate. Good. Coming in the street. Go! Not late. Brent Wolf in the middle. Brent! Caught. 5. Backwards. Kick up. Good, mate. Good, mate. Release Brent. On the line. Wait. Go. 4. Keep going. This will be 1. Good, mate. Go! 3. Josh, go 10. Drop load. Still three. Still three. Still three. Yeah. Yes, mate. Good. All good, mate. Hold! Go! Two. Down. Happy, mate.
The score now, and it was 36-16 in the final analysis. Redcliffe proving too strong, scoring 3 tries on both halves to walk away 20-point winners. They conceded the first try, but would then score the next 6, while for Wynnum, they bagged 2 late tries, but most of that, they were out of the contest. Now let's take a look at the stats deep dive. Starting with Redcliffe, and it starts with Josh Kerr, a man sent down to Queensland Cup to prove a point. Let's see how he did. He had 100 metres or 14 runs, 3 offloads as well. He got for about 50 minutes in 2 stints. He had limited game time in the NRL across that, so it's more important for him just to get his match fitness up and about at the moment. Next up, we've got Will Partridge in a pear tree, our cult hero himself from Norfolk Island. He was in our Queensland Cup team of the season last year. He picked up 2 tackle breaks, an offload, defended well, a line break assist and try assist to go along with the try of his own, 133 metres or 14 runs. A big friend of the show, Will Partridge, and we absolutely love his work. And then finally, Orblick's Tower. He has a lot to offer at the Dolphins, a highly regarded player. We mentioned last week he may be in for a debut sooner rather than later. I think during the Origin period, that may become a reality. He had a try, a line break, 12 runs for 100 metres, and tackled at 91%, which is about a 7% improvement on last week, so that's really, really exciting. Now we move on to Wynnum, and Sione Hopewadi. He picked up 21 runs at 213 metres, 2 tackle breaks, 73 post-contact metres, a try of his own, solid work rate and ethic. So that's sort of what the Broncos are looking for. He's on a train and trial deal there, and of course if injuries happen at a rate of knots like in other clubs, he may enter calculations. Next up, Cam Bukowski played 66 minutes at 9, a monster effort. A line break, a try assist and offload, 33 tackles, did miss 3, but he's one to keep an eye on for the future. But with the Broncos logjam at hooker, it might get interesting around free agency. And then we've got Ronald Fulatoiga. 22 runs, 183 metres, 74 post-contact, a try, a line break, 2 offloads. With the good, though, comes the bad. He came up with 7 of his side's 15 errors, but as we mentioned last week, he's raw. These mistakes will happen. Now let's move on to our night games, and we kick off with one of the biggest upsets in Queensland Cup history. The Western Clydesdales hadn't won a game since late April 2024. Up against the Sunshine Coast side without their NRL players, this was their one chance to prove the doubters wrong. Let's see how they did back at home in Toowoomba.
Head in. Ball in. Hold! Break! One's good. Good. Where's the shot? Momentum, mate. Yep, momentum. Break! One's good. Ball down. Happy, mate. Yep. 2. Go 10, 15. Go on 10. Straight out now! Line! Go 3. Yeah, on 3. I've got 12 on that. I've got him in the air as he grounds it, mate. Yeah, no, I'm happy with it. Oh, 3. Go 10. 3. 3. Keep going. 3. Pull down. Put again, wide, it's more! Hand on ball! No tackles. Pull down. Have it far. Good, mate. Go 3. Good. Should. 3. You can't stay down. And have it across 1, mate. Yeah, comes back here. Hey, let's get here. Make the way. 43. 14. 14! 14! 16! No card. Good. Legs. And then grounding. You can legs first and then the grounding. Go, Tim. Break! Good. Down.
Clydesdales, having not won for nearly 12 months, pull off the big upset over the Sunshine Coast Falcons, and it's a hat-trick to Joseph Letadamu, one of the men that has proven to be one of the finds of the Clydesdales this season. Former Newcastle man Heath Gibbs picking up a try as well as their fullback for the Falcons. It's a loss that they may rue come the end of the season. I know they were missing NRL players, but still a side at the calibre that they have on the table should be putting teams like the Western Clydesdales away. Let's now take a look at the stats deep dive. Starting off with the Clydesdales and Joseph Lidadamu. 3 tries, 2 line breaks, 3 tackle breaks, a big performance in what will be dubbed the upset of 2025 in the Queensland Cup. Next we got Pat O'Callaghan, 11 runs for 89 metres, 3 tackle breaks, an offload, 24 tackles and took it to the Sunshine Coast pack. I know they were missing some players there as well, but still if you can get over the top of your advantage line in any grade, you got a good chance of winning. And then like last week, Kai Duggan, he picked his moments, went to run, a game-high 43 tackles, he led his team around the park brilliantly. The leadership of him as well as former NRL star Emre Pere will be key for the Clydesdales this year. Now moving on to the Falcons, we start with Cody Hunter. Now, if there's a halfback who put his absolute heart on the line in a losing effort, fair chance it's this guy. 15 runs for over 100 metres, 2 line breaks, 2 line break assists, 2 try assists, 4 tackle breaks in a monster effort from the half. Next we got Cooper Page Wilson, 13 runs for 121 metres, 2 tackle breaks, 2 offloads, 19 tackles, 3 missed, and he showed a lot of efforts throughout. Next up, Lazarus Varlepi, the only Melbourne Storm contracted player to play in this game. He had 11 runs for 83 metres, a line break assist, an offload, 22 tackles, 1 missed. He had a real chance to make this pack his own and run over the top of the Clydesdales, particularly to give their halves and their outside backs a chance out wide. Just didn't quite live to that expectation for Big Laz, so hopefully that can come in the future. Next over, taking you out to South Logan, where the defending premiers rolled into town, the North Devils. Let's see how South Logan went as they chase a maiden win in 2025.
Good line. Outside through. Keep going. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah, coming in tackle 5. Drag Tyson next one. Keep going. To 4. Keep going, no cut. To 4. In. Help it last one! Kick it up. Back, right. Next line 3. 3's offside. Involved. Over down. Pull down. Yeah. Wait, Jordan. Wait. Go 2. Good line. Okay, down. I'll go there. All good. Go 3. Good line. Yeah. Good, mate. Go 2. Yeah, much better. Fight! Yep. Going into 3. Wait! Break! Still going, no one's on him. Yeah, fine. Now, Jordan, hold! Hold! Wait. Go 4. That's good. You're sorry. Slide. You're 4. Keep going. 4. Keep going. Keep going now. In there. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Good touch. Hit the grass. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah, good line. Keep going. Play on. Keep going on behind. Good. Very dangerous contact. It's a high risk of injury. On the court's in the bin. Play it. Hold. Go. Good line. That's good. Straight to it. Contact okay. Keep going. Yep, held it. Has him reached. Keep going. Front foot. Shoot is good. Offload. Still last. Yeah, it's fine. We'll play on. Play on. Yeah, good.
To start season 2025, South Logan brave defeat, but will be missing Latrell Segwald after picking up an ankle injury following that hip drop tackle he saw from fullback Matthew Mills. So Kobe Black is showing signs of improvement. Best way to see the full stat line is in our stats deep dive. Starting off with Kobe Black, he had full control, a try, a line break assist, 2 try assists. He did have a great running game on him, just the way he takes the ball to the line, something we haven't quite seen from Black and a couple of these younger halves in a while, so really, really nice to see there. on top of the controlling aspect. That's something we haven't quite seen from the likes of Brody Croft, Tom Dearden, etc., that have given some opportunities there at the Broncos. He did have that costly brain snap, though, with that grubber kick that got intercepted by Kane Rushton for the try. Next up, Pride Pedersen Rapati, 12 runs, 132 metres, 52 post-contact metres, a line break and try, a line break assist driver. He dashed a strong effort throughout 4 tackle breaks and an offload, ran a peach of a line for the try that he scored. Then we got Ben Takuri, had a try, a line break, 9 tackle breaks. Yes, 9 tackle breaks. Then we've got 8 runs, 99 metres, and also an offload. Next up, we go to James Flack of the Norths Devils. He had a try, 12 runs, 118 metres, 3 tackle breaks, 28 tackles on the edge, did miss 7 though, but on the whole, he was highly involved. Next up, Manasi Kaho. He had 2 tries, over 100 metres, 6 tackle breaks, 2 line breaks. So consistent for the Devils once again this season. He will be a valuable asset on the wing, just like he was last year as one of the competition's leading try scorers. Then you got Mason Teague. 13 runs, 121 metres, 50 post-contact metres, 45 tackles, just the 1 miss. He'll be in high demand this off-season because I consider him very similar to Lockie Hubner over at the Capras and now at South Sydney. He had an opportunity to really put himself in the shop window last year, Lockie Hubner. He did that and then some. Teague is in a similar position as clubs are looking to make their rosters for 2026. Well, right now we're taking you up to Rockhampton, where the Capras are looking to avenge last week's draw, going up against the Mackay Cutters, who are looking to get onto the winners list for the first time.
Go 3-13, let's square! Break the line! Good pass. Good mate. All good. All good, mate. Go 3. Off the line. Confirm 3. Go 4. 11 links in. Keep going. Take 10 metres. Yeah, go on, Sam. No tackle. Down. Yeah, all good, mate. Go for it! Go through. Don't let go, Jackson. Yeah, doesn't matter, mate. Wait till it goes. All good, mate. Release the lead. Here. Go 3. We'll get there. And beyond. Offload. Going. 2, 3. Knock on. You like it coming? You're coming. Right. Stay knock on the fire. This will be 0 tackle. Break. 1 good. 2. Yeah, mate. All good. All good. Break. Break 2. Yeah, good job, mate. Confirm 2. Keep going, still 2. Officer. Ryan! Wait! Hurry! Go 4. 2 metres. You're hold here, Brenton. Involved. Go with it. Yeah. The water's been coming back for 6 more. Yeah. They're coming off now. Go. Line. Short. Kick off. Good. 2. Yeah, down. I've got on the fly, and I've got pressure first. Correct. You've got on top. No way! Pull on. I've got on behind it. Aaron is good in the middle. That's going there. Good, mate. Aaron is good.
Up their first win of the season, leaving Mackay without victory for the opening couple of weeks of the Queensland Cup, and Adam Cuthbertson has some work to do with his side around handling, and just their first contact on the edge as Mahe Fanua and Bailey Gill having matches they'd rather forget. Even though Jackson Parlow opened the scoring, there were some pretty wild passes he threw in this one, some that he wouldn't want to see back on the tape. For the Capras though, Tavita Nafahu picking up 4 tries, and it's no wonder why he's the focal point of our stats deep dive. He had 4 tries in 23 minutes of game time, 15 runs for 189 metres, he's a Dolphins contracted player, 3 line breaks, 6 tackle breaks, absolute machine with ball in hand. Next up, Harrison Graham. He had a big run to set up Nafahu early in the first half. He had a line break assist and try assist, a game-high 40 tackles. He's playing for his NRL future, let's be honest right now. It's an important season for him. If he could do what Lockie Hubner did last year, really just boost himself in this grade, show himself that he is almost too good for it, then an NRL club will come knocking. There are so many clubs at the moment in dire need of a hooker. So it's really now or never for Harrison in a way. Then we've got Nixon Putt. The Capras have turned him almost into the second coming of Sifa Talakai. 16 runs, 182 metres, 7 tackle breaks, 3 offloads, 13 tackles with just the 1 miss. That is some sort of effort from Nixon Putt. Let's now take a look at Mackay, and we're starting with Tom McKaylee. 11 runs, 147 metres, 67 post-contact metres, 4 tackle breaks, 2 offloads, 17 tackles, only missed the 1. He was bulldozed last week in Townsville. We made that point. He stood up in a big way. Then we've got Ryan Rivet. He set up a beautiful try with that last pass over the top to Barlow, dictated terms as best he could with his kicking game, defended well on the edge. He came to Mackay via Toulouse via Newcastle. He also made his NRL debut a couple of seasons ago. Then we got Brandon Russell. He was really, really good. Much needed experience in Mackay. One of the leaders that played really well. I just touched on how Mahe Fadua had a game he'd rather forget. So it's really important that guys like Russell really, really deliver in a team such as this. Well, moving to our 2 Sunday games now, and the TV match was the game between Burleigh and Tweed. Burleigh looking to avenge last week's second half horror show, while Tweed are looking for back-to-back wins.
With an early opportunity, can they grasp it? Costa, Hamilton, plenty of experience there. Chance, Rogers, early ball, and reaching out for the Bears, Josiah Karapani. He gets there.
They're training with their fields unavailable for a period of time, but everything is up and running back at Piggabeen for Tweed.
Thank you, Adam. As Toya slicing through, and he keeps going. He's got support on the inside with Christensen. Can he get away from Collins? Hamilton in support. Up to the 10. Rogers is lurking, and Burleigh go coast to coast. Last tackle for the Seagulls. Weaver in position, and here comes the crossfield kick. Alick the target. He'll take on there the Karapani it was. Only a couple of metres away here, the Seagulls, they're knocking on the door. The Bears have been resilient. Simpkins wants the offload, gets the offload away. McGrady, they keep it alive. Heyman for the corner. With the Melbourne Storm in the Storm system, Powell. Hamilton, little kick in behind. Christensen weighted to perfection. And Adam Crisp for 14. And short to Sheldon, who crashes over the try line. Lockie Sheldon, he's got the Steeden down all right. And a killer block. So Burleigh inside the 10. Rogers, Toya, trouble here for Tweed. Straightening Karapani. Josiah Karapani said enough of this. And so JJ Collins, a whisker away from the try line. Weaver, McGrady, Plogsma for the corner. Cook could be dangerous here at hooker, Warren. He's fresh on the park, finds Weaver, 10 out, and the ball, Natawere Rowe, he's over! Here come the Tweed Seagulls, little kick in behind by Roach, Mulaney's there! Sean Mulaney in the net. He did. Not his Dax, however. Weaver, short, Alick! Jacob Alick as he spins around and carries momentum over the try line. Did he get it off? Yes, he did. Okay, here they go. Mulaney, Weaver, Natawere Rowe.
Picking up their first win of the season. They only managed 1 second half try, but that first half rampage was just enough to come home against the fast finishing Tweed Seagulls, who only lost this game by 1 conversion, but that ruthless second half will have the rest of the competition on notice, that's for sure. Let's move now into our stats deep dive, and starting off with the Burleigh Bears, and it's Josiah Karapani. That is our focus here at the moment. He had 11 runs for just over 110 metres. He had 2 tries, 2 line breaks, 5 tackle breaks, easily one of the most destructive players on the ground. Then we got Lockie Sheldon. We love maiden career tries here on the league scene. 7 tries, 58 metres, a line break, 3 tackle breaks, 26 tackles, only 1 missed. He was Mr. Consistent on the pine. Then we got Credence Toya. He's such a creative fullback. A line break, just had under 200 metres running the ball, 9 tackle breaks. He is going to be a critical clog for the Burleigh Bears this season. Moving on to Tweed, we've got Dre and Gatawere Woe. He's such a deceptive runner at 6. Got a good individual try to spark the comeback, 3 tackle breaks, defended really well against some tough opposition on the edge. Then we got Tukey Simpkins, 15 runs for 149 metres, 69 post-contact metres, 2 offloads, 30 tackles. He did miss 3, but he is so reliable in that middle third. Then we got Jacob Bailey-Quenke. He had 14 carries, 113 metres. He had a good try to set up the close finish. 3 tackle breaks, 2 offloads, 83 post-contact metres, 23 tackles. He just missed 2, so some very interesting selection headaches coming up for Des Hasler if these guys continue performing the way that they are. But for the final match in round 3 of the Queensland Cup, we're going to take you over to Brisbane, where the Ipswich Jets were in action for the first time in 2025, taking on the Brisbane Tigers.
Into 5. Good, mate. Yes. Go last. Go 10, Blake! Outside.
Keep going, just to be one coming.
Coming quick. Make 30!
Good job.
Zero coming.
Zero coming.
Yep, still
Keep
zero
going,
coming.
still zero.
Release him now! Release now! Left Tigers one!
Rushes.
8 in front! Okay, rolling. Still zero. Grounded.
Oh! Good one.
11! Yeah. Oh, good pass. Let go!
Oh!
Wait! Go 1. Outside. Defensive decision.
Oh!
Hold! Go 4.
Good one.
Outside, through. Put him up. Down. Go 1. Don't lock him in. 1. Outside. Oh, no tackles.
Still no tackles. Down.
Good. Into 1.
Keep coming into 1.
Hold 7.
Oh!
Go
Good
last.
line.
Outside. Good. Still low. Put him up. Ball hits the ground. If you're happy. Sorry, hit the ground. Yeah. Wait. Go 4. Outside. Still 4. Keep going. Adam's okay. Still 4. Fine. Into 5. Good, Bell.
Happy Bell.
Only one game in a Queensland Cup, but the early signs are good for last year's Selledge Dwellers, Ipswich and the Clydesdales. The Jets picking up a 34-20 verdict. They've signed a lot of good experienced Queensland Cup players. Jonathan Rubin, Josh Paxton, Dion Tauper down from Sydney, Blake Lenahan, all proving to be the difference against the Brisbane Tigers side that were missing their NRL players. Let's now move to the stats deep dive. We're starting off with the Brisbane Tigers, and it's Taj Wood that gets our first focus. 14 runs, 144 metres, a line break assist, a try assist, 4 tackle breaks. Took the game to Ipswich, took some high risks that just didn't quite pay off. Then we got Keegan Russell-Smith, the boy from Penrith himself. 5 tackle breaks, a well-deserved try, although it did look a little suspect on that replay, didn't it? He did have a line break, but such a good controlling game from the little halfback. Good short kicking game that we've seen from time to time. Made his NRL debut last year. Performances like this will only see first-grade honours continue to come for him. Then we got Joe Stimson, 19 runs, 132 metres, a line break, try assist, offload, 28 tackles, just the 2 missed. He's going to be such a big asset for the Brisbane Tigers this season. Then we go to Ipswich. Josh Paxton, 2 tries, 15 runs, 172 metres, 3 tackle breaks, 23 tackles. He missed only 2. He is a signing that I know the Broncos and Burleigh are ruining at the moment. He had a good game in this one. Then we got Blake Lenahan, the Western Clydesdale himself, the game-stealing try at the end of the second half. 13 runs, 134 metres, a line break, 3 tackle breaks, 19 tackles. He did miss 3. He will be a critical clog for Ipswich in this season. And then we got Dion Tauper, the boy from South Sydney. Nailed his goal kicking, had good control of his kicking game, forced 2 dropouts. His game management is going to be the key for Ipswich in 2025. Now let's look ahead to this week's Team of the Week. This week we had a lot of selection from a lot of different teams. Let's start off at fullback, Connor Roffrey from the Capras, David Nafahu and Josiah Karapati on the wings. Nafahu With 4 tries, it's an easy pick for Player of the Week. Will Partridge and a pear tree, one of our favourites here on the league scene, along with Nixon Put in the centres, Josh Rogers and Cody Hunter in the halves. The forwards, Josh Stuckey and Josh Paxton in the front row, Harrison Graham at hooker, Olix Tower and Jacob Bailick in the back row, Mason Teague once again at lock. The bench at Kobe Black, Tricky Simpkins, Joe Stimson and Martin Tapaʻu. So one heck of a team this week that performed. And now, moving attention to our Player of the Week, Tavita Nafahu. Nafahu was absolutely everywhere for the Capras. We highlighted his stats earlier in the deep dive. He is going to be an absolute weapon. He's a New Zealand rugby convert who's come into rugby league. We didn't see him in open age football at all last year. This is our first real glimpse that we're getting to see of him. Such a dynamic athlete, can play anywhere in the back five, and it'll be interesting to see how he fits in the coming months for the Capras. Of course, with the rules around player selection, he might get a chance in first grade. Very rare at this point, obviously, but still, you can never discount anything in this great game of rugby league, but definitely one to watch for 2026 and beyond. And that brings us to an end of our program this week, a big week of rugby league in the second tier. On behalf of the entire league scene team, I'm AJ Luke Antonio. Thanks for your company. We'll catch you next week.